Today we are going to be talking about the capacity percent max field in Project Insight. This field can be found in the user settings screen, specifically under the resource info tab, and it's the capacity percent max field. An important note before we begin, in order to use this field, you must first have the capacity and resource allocation add-on installed. And in the configuration of said add-on, you'll need to have the option checked to individually edit capacity percent and capacity percent max on a per user basis. The capacity percent max field is a purely informational field. It's a threshold that sends an overallocation alert when the percent is exceeded. It has no direct effect on resource allocation reports other than sending the alert. An individual user's capacity percent max, which in my case is 100%, takes precedent over the default capacity percent max field, which can be found on the resource allocation add-on configuration screen. As you can see, my capacity percent max default is 85%. The main setting associated with the capacity percent max default field is this option to present an alert message when a PM edits or adds a task that were overallocated resource. If I turn this off, there will be no option to add a default capacity max percent, as that alert will never trigger. Let's turn this on again, and we can see that there's several options under this main option. This option allows project managers or project schedulers to override an overallocation alert and assign the hours to a resource even though it goes over their capacity percent max. And then these two settings below allow specifically project managers to override an allocation alert or resource managers to override an allocation alert. Navigating to an example resource allocation report, we can see that Project Insight's overcapacity hours looks at capacity and not target utilization or percent allocation. Now going back to my resource info, we can see that capacity percent max can be set as a different value than capacity percent. In most cases, the capacity percent and capacity percent max match each other, as in most cases, project managers would want the capacity percent alert to go out when they have reached capacity. However, for example, if a project manager wanted to give a person a little bit of leeway and get to 95% capacity rather than 100 before the alert is show, it would allow an extra 5% leeway on that resource. Now let's take a look at what the alert actually looks like. Now navigating to the task list for a project, I created this cause and alert task, which takes 2,000 hours, which is well above my allotted capacity. Will assign me as a resource to it. Click Save Task, and we can see that we've gotten a validation error. The task could not be saved due to the following scheduling errors. And we can see that it has not been saved because it was over-allocated. Now, because I'm a project manager, I get the option to either select OK and allocate this task to a different user, or override the allocation conflicts. So we'll click Override, and we can see that this task was assigned to me regardless of the alert, because I manually overrode it. For more information about the other percentage fields, percent allocation default, utilization percent, and capacity percent, you can refer to our other videos and documentation on the subject.